Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, right now I want you to stop and breathe in this moment. Close your eyes for just a second and feel the energy that surrounds you. Not the noise of the world, not the confusion of daily life, but that inner voice that reminds you who you truly are. You're not just a name. You're not just your job, your role, your habits. You are a soul with a divine purpose. And that purpose has structure. It has power. It has frequency. The pillars of Islam, they are not just rituals. They are divine systems designed to lift you, shape you, and transform you. Just like your heart beats in rhythm to keep you alive. The frequency of these pillars must beat in your life to keep your soul alive. Let's talk about frequency. You don't go to the gym once a year and expect results. You don't eat one meal and think you're fed for life. So why do we expect our spiritual health to thrive with minimal connection to our faith? Shahadah, this is your identity, your declaration. Not just something you whispered once. It's the voice of your every decision. Are you living every day as someone who says La ilaha, Salah 5 times a day? It's not a chore, it's your recharge station. It's your daily realignment with your purpose, your appointment with the one who created your potential. When you pray, you remind yourself, I am not lost, I am led. Sawm, fasting, discipline, resilience, vision. It's more than hunger, it's power. It teaches you to say no to temporary satisfaction, so you can say yes to eternal success. If you can control your desires, you can control your destiny. Zakah. This isn't losing money, it's gaining meaning. When you give, you grow. You tell the world, my wealth does not own me, I own it. And by purifying it, you invite barakah into every area of your life. Burjas. Hajj, the journey of a lifetime. But listen to me. Even if you haven't gone yet, your heart can make the journey. The essence of Hajj is sacrifice, surrender, unity, humility. It's a reset button for the soul. It's not about distance, it's about direction. These pillars, they're not occasional acts. They are meant to shape your days, fuel your nights, and anchor your identity. When your days are synchronized with these divine frequencies, you stop living randomly. You stop feeling lost. You stop chasing meaningless success. Because now, you're rooted, you're intentional, you're powerful. You begin to rise with vision, move with faith, and fall asleep with peace. You don't just live for this world, you live beyond it. So I ask you now, not tomorrow, not someday, now, rebuild your rhythm, raise your frequency. Let the 5 pillars not be names you memorize, but habits you live, commitments you honor, and frequencies you never miss. Because your soul is waiting. Your purpose is calling, and your creator is watching. Rise, align, transform. Make the pillars your foundation, your fuel, and your freedom. Live them, love them, become them, and let your life echo in eternity. The time is now. Step forward with faith and never look back. The pillars of Islam are not simply acts we perform. They are divine anchors designed to align us with our higher purpose. In a world filled with distractions, comparisons, stress, and pressure, it's easy to lose sight of why we were created in the first place. We often find ourselves pulled in 1,000 directions, responding to external expectations influenced by trends, opinions, and the race of worldly success. But here's the truth. None of these things bring lasting fulfillment. Deep down, we're not just looking for more, we're searching for meaning. The pillars of Islam provide that meaning, that grounding, that alignment. When you connect to these pillars, you're no longer drifting. You're not just surviving another day, chasing deadlines, or reacting to the noise around you. You're moving with divine direction. Shahadah, your declaration of faith, is not a one-time sentence. You repeat. It's a mindset you live in every single day. It's the belief that shapes every decision, every response, every moment of your life. It reminds you that your life is not random. It is guided, watched, and deeply meaningful. When you begin to live with the frequency of La ilaha illallah, everything changes. Your intentions become clearer. Your choices become stronger. Your identity becomes untouchable. Then comes Salah. 5 times a day you are called, yes, called, back to the one who created you. Not to interrupt your life, but to center it. Think about that. In the midst of everything that is temporary, stressful, or chaotic, you are given 5 opportunities daily to pause, realign, and remember why you're here. This isn't just prayer. It's recalibration. Every time you bow your head, you're not surrendering to weakness. You're reconnecting with power. You're stepping out of the illusion of control and stepping into the reality of surrender. Real peace begins when you realize you're not navigating life alone. Salah reminds you of that. It sharpens your focus, strengthens your patience, and renews your inner clarity. You start to see life through a different lens, one of divine purpose rather than worldly pressure. Fasting, Zakah, Hajj, these are more than rituals. They are structured moments to reset the soul. When you fast during Ramadan, you're not just skipping meals, you're training your spirit to rise above your physical desires. You're declaring that what controls most people in this world, hunger, temptation, comfort, does not control you. And when you give Zakah, you're not just giving money, you're purifying your wealth, cutting ties with greed, and building a mindset of abundance. You begin to understand that wealth is a tool, not a god. You give not out of loss, but out of belief. Belief that giving unlocks growth, both spiritual and material. And then there's Hajj, the physical embodiment of sacrifice, unity, and surrender. Even if you haven't gone yet, its message still calls to you. The journey of Hajj mirrors the journey of life. It reminds you that you are part of something bigger, that every step you take toward your Creator strips away layers of ego, pride, and attachment. When you align with these frequencies, you're not doing acts out of pressure or guilt. You're connecting to them with purpose. They become a part of you. They breathe life into your routine, meaning into your struggle, and strength into your challenges. They are not burdens to carry. They are bridges to walk on. They allow you to live with clarity in a clouded world. You begin to respond to life, not react. You become steady, calm, focused. And in that steadiness, you discover the true power of what it means to live for something eternal. Discipline is the foundation of greatness. Every person who has ever achieved something meaningful, whether in this world or for the next, did it by mastering discipline. But in our current world, the word discipline is often misunderstood. It's seen as restriction, as something rigid or limiting. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Discipline is not a cage. It's a path to power. It's not about denying yourself joy. It's about teaching yourself how to experience the right kind of joy, the kind that brings long-term fulfillment instead of short-term pleasure. And when you look at the pillars of Islam, you begin to see that every single one of them is a discipline, a spiritual training ground, a system to build your strength from the inside out. Take Salah as an example. Praying 5 times a day requires intention. It requires consistency. It requires the discipline to pause everything. Your work, your meetings, your scrolling, your comfort, and respond to the call of your Creator. At first, it might seem difficult. You might feel too busy, too tired, too distracted. But once you submit to the routine, once you make it a non-negotiable part of your life, something extraordinary happens. You begin to find stability in chaos. You begin to own your time instead of being ruled by it. Salah teaches you to take control of your day by anchoring it around moments of spiritual connection. It's discipline that leads to peace. It's effort that unlocks ease. And the more you stick to it, the more powerful it becomes. Now think about fasting. Whether during Ramadan or through voluntary fasts, it is a powerful act of self-control. You're not just abstaining from food or drink. You're saying no to impulsive behavior. You're proving to yourself that you can resist instant gratification, that you don't have to obey every urge. And that is an incredible level of freedom. Because when you're no longer a slave to your appetite, your emotions, or your desires, you become free in the truest sense. Discipline in fasting isn't about punishment. It's about refinement. You become sharper, clearer, more focused. You experience hunger, yes, but through it, you access a deeper hunger, a hunger for meaning, for connection, for growth. That hunger is what separates people who live with purpose from those who drift through life. Zakah, too, is a test of discipline. Giving away a portion of your wealth on a regular basis takes a mindset shift. It goes against our natural instinct to accumulate, to hoard, to protect. But discipline teaches you to trust. It teaches you to give even when it feels uncomfortable, to believe that what you give doesn't diminish you. It strengthens you. By practicing discipline and giving, you develop generosity. You break the chains of greed. You start to see your wealth as a tool for good, rather than a symbol of power or status. you begin to understand that real wealth isn't in what you keep, but in what you're willing to let go of for a greater cause. And then there's Hajj, the ultimate discipline of the body, mind, and soul. The pilgrimage strips away every layer of convenience and comfort. You walk, you wait, you strive, you sacrifice. It demands patience, humility, and structure. It's a physical and spiritual boot camp, and only those who have built the muscle of discipline can truly embrace the power of that journey. Every act of worship, every pillar, every consistent habit in Islam, it's all training. It's all about building the strength to say no to what distracts and yes to what matters. And in doing so, you don't shrink, you rise, you grow, you evolve into someone who doesn't just talk about values, but lives by them. Discipline gives you control over your life, your choices, and your reactions. Rituals are not empty actions. They are repeated expressions of belief, intention, and transformation. In every area of life, it is the rituals we repeat that shape the outcomes we experience. A champion athlete doesn't win by accident. They train daily, often doing the same drills over and over. A successful entrepreneur doesn't just stumble into wealth. They commit to daily habits of planning, decision-making, and sacrifice. The same is true with our spirituality. The pillars of Islam are not occasional reminders. They are structured, consistent, purposeful rituals designed to shape your mindset, mold your heart, and elevate your life. Rituals are powerful because they bypass the chaos of the mind and anchor you in action. You don't always feel motivated. You don't always feel strong. You don't always feel close to your purpose. But when you show up, when you perform the act again and again, those actions begin to transform you. That's the power of living in rhythm with the divine rituals of your faith. You might not feel connected every time you pray, but by praying regularly, you create the space for connection to grow. You build the muscle of consistency. You send a signal to your soul that faith is not based on feeling. It's based on commitment. Salah, performed 5 times daily, is one of the most structured rituals in the life of a believer. It brings order to your time and sacredness to your space. It breaks the pattern of worldly busyness and inserts divine presence. Over time, the body memorizes the movements, the mind recalls the words, and the heart begins to respond. It's not always emotional, and that's okay. The ritual is doing its work even when you don't notice. Every bow, every sujood, every whisper of alhamdulillah is programming your heart to remember. It's teaching you humility, focus, patience, and presence. And over time, these qualities begin to seep into the rest of your life. You become calmer in conflict, more present with people, more grounded in your goals. The same principle applies to fasting. It's not just a ritual of abstaining, it's a practice of restraint, mindfulness, and elevation. You're repeating a cycle of withholding and reflecting, day after day, building internal strength. Every day you fast, you reinforce the belief that you are in control of your desires, that your values dictate your behavior, not your hunger or mood. And the more you repeat this ritual, the stronger you become. You start to feel less reactive, more in command of your emotions. The daily practice trains your willpower, your empathy, your gratitude. You begin to appreciate blessings you once took for granted. You start living from a deeper, more conscious state. Zakah, though it may be done annually, is part of a larger ritual of generosity. The act of calculating, purifying, and giving creates a psychological shift. It turns money from something you serve into something that serves your mission. Giving regularly, even beyond Zakah, builds a rhythm of compassion, detachment, and social responsibility. It makes you think of others. It rewires your relationship with wealth. And like all rituals, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. What once felt difficult becomes a source of joy. Hajj is the culmination of ritual life. It is intense, layered, and rich with symbolism. Each step, the Urum, the Tawaf, the Sa'i, the standing at Arafat, each one is a physical enactment of surrender. Every movement is deeply ritualistic, but also deeply transformational. You do what millions have done before you, but your experience is unique. And that's the power of ritual. It's collective and personal at the same time. It connects you to the past, anchors you in the present, and propels you toward the future. In the end, the rituals of Islam are not passive. They are active, shaping tools that mold your character and identity through repetition. The more you live within them, the more they live within you. They don't require perfection. They require presence. And with every repetition, they move you closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. There is a dangerous illusion many people fall into, the belief that transformation can wait, that we'll get serious about our faith when things settle down, when we're older, when we have more time, when we feel more ready. But the truth is, that moment never comes. Life never stops moving. The distractions never go away. The challenges don't suddenly disappear. Waiting for a perfect moment to align with your creator is like waiting for the ocean to stand still so you can take a picture. It's not going to happen. The only moment you truly own, the only moment you are guaranteed, is the one you're living right now. And the more you delay your growth, the harder it becomes to return to the path you were meant to walk. Every major transformation starts with a decision, not a perfect action, not a huge overnight change, just a decision. One sincere moment where your heart says, enough, I want better. That's how people change. Not by waiting for their emotions to line up, not by having everything figured out, but by starting with one courageous step. And when you look at the pillars of Islam, you see that they are not distant ideals. They are invitations to begin again, to reconnect, to realign. They are available to you, not when you're perfect, but precisely when you're trying. Take Shahadah, the declaration of faith. Maybe you already said it years ago, but when was the last time you truly lived it? Today can be the day you say it again. With your actions, with your mindset, with your heart. You don't need to wait until you've fixed every sin or resolved every doubt. You just need to turn your face back toward the one who never turned away from you. That's the power of starting now. You reclaim your identity, your purpose, your inner fire. Not because you're already strong, but because you're willing to be. The same goes for Salah. You don't have to wait until you're good at praying. You don't need to memorize everything or understand every word. To start, you just need to begin. One prayer, one sincere effort, one moment of pausing your life to reconnect with the divine. From there, momentum builds. A spark turns into a flame. And before you know it, prayer becomes not just something you do, but something that does something to you. It reshapes how you think, how you feel, how you live. But it starts the moment you stop saying someday and start saying today. And fasting. It doesn't have to be Ramadan for you to feel the impact of restraint and reflection. A voluntary fast, even once a week or once a month, is a bold declaration that you are taking back control, that you're choosing growth over comfort, that you're not waiting for a holy month to be a holy person. You are claiming that identity now, imperfect, yes, but sincere. And sincerity has always meant more in the eyes of God than perfection ever could. When it comes to Zakah, giving doesn't require you to be wealthy. It requires intention. It requires belief. Giving something, even something small, with consistency, builds a mindset of abundance. It silences the voice of scarcity that says you're not ready. You don't have enough. It proves that you always have something to give: your time, your energy, your presence, your kindness. The act of giving is not about the amount. It's about the decision to give now, not later. And Hajj, while it may take years of saving and planning, its values can begin today. The humility, the surrender, the sense of unity. It can all start where you are, with what you have. You don't have to be in Makkah to experience transformation. You just have to be willing to say, I don't need to have it all figured out. I just need to take the first step. Everything you want to become, everything you were meant to be, is already within your reach. Not tomorrow, not next year, but in this very breath, this very choice, this very moment.